7 million Americans are more than 90 days behind on their car loans, nearing the peak from the Great Recession.
Millions of Americans are drowning in car loans right now, and the bleeding is accelerating. Some models from just 2 to 3 years ago have become financial disasters so catastrophic that dealerships flat out refuse them as trade-ins. A 2022 Mercedes EQS that costs $135,000 new, now selling for $58,000 and dropping monthly. A 2023 Nissan Ariya, originally $52,000, dealers won't even quote trade-in values. These aren't vehicles from a decade ago. These are models from 2019 to 2024 collapsing faster than their first loan payments cleared. By 2026, the 12 models we're exposing will be worth scrap pieces. If you own one, I'm genuinely sorry. Let's count down.
Number 12. Nissan Ariya, 2023 to 2024. Nissan launched the Ariya as their electric comeback SUV in 2023, pricing it from $44,000 to $60,000, depending on configuration. The 87 kilowatt-hour battery promised 304 miles of range. Nissan marketed this as their Tesla Model Y fighter with Japanese reliability. Over 15,000 sold in the first year to buyers who thought they were making smart EV purchases. Today's market tells a horror story. A 2023 Ariya Engage that cost $48,000 new sells for $23,000 now. That's a $25,000 wipeout in less than 2 years. One documented dealer transaction, 2023 Ariya Platinum Plus, originally $64,000, trade-in offer of $28,000 after just 18 months. The owner posted online, lost $36,000, Nissan killed my resale value. Here's the catastrophe. Nissan built the Ariya in Japan, so it didn't qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit that made it instantly $7,500 more expensive than competitors. Sales tanked immediately. Then the kicker, Nissan discontinued the Ariya for the US market. No 2025 model exists. When manufacturers kill models after 1 year, values don't just drop, they collapse completely. Current market shows 2023 Ariyas selling for $22,000 to $28,000 depending on trim. That's a 50% loss in under 2 years. By 2026, expect values around $15,000 to $18,000. Worthless electric SUVs from a dead model line. Number 11. Volkswagen ID.4, 2021 to 2023. VW promised affordable electric mobility with the ID.4, pricing it from $40,000 to $50,000 depending on battery size. The 82 kilowatt-hour battery delivered 275 miles of range. VW marketed this as the people's EV that would democratize electric transportation. Over 100,000 sold in 3 years to buyers expecting VW reliability. Reality is brutal. A 2021 ID.4 Pro S that cost $44,000 new sells for $21,000 today. That's a $23,000 loss in just 3 years. One CarMax transaction, 2022 ID.4 AWD Pro S, originally $48,000, trade-in offer $19,500 after 2 years, owner's exact words posted online, down $28,500. VW destroyed my equity. The infotainment system is a catastrophic nightmare. Slow, laggy touchscreens, capacitive buttons that don't respond, glitchy software updates that frustrated early owners into regretting purchases immediately. Tech issues killed demand completely. VW opened a Tennessee factory and flooded markets with ID.4s. Supply massively exceeded demand. Dealers became desperate, offering $8,000 discounts on brand new models that destroyed used values instantly. A used ID.4 cost almost the same as a new Model Y. 1-year-old ID.4 values dropped 35%. Among the worst of any vehicle. Current market shows 2021 to 2022 models at $19,000 to $24,000. By 2026, expect $12,000 to $16,000. Budget EVs nobody wants. Number 10. Polestar 2, 2021 to 2023. Polestar's Tesla Model 3 Fighter launched at $50,000 to $65,000 with Swedish design and 408 horsepower in dual-motor form. The 78 kilowatt-hour battery promised 270 miles of range. Polestar marketed this as premium electric with Volvo safety. Over 50,000 sold globally to early adopters betting on the brand. The value hemorrhage is catastrophic. A 2021 Polestar 2 long range that cost $55,000 new sells for $24,000 today. That's a $31,000 wipeout in just 3 years. One auction disaster, 2022 Polestar 2 dual motor with 18,000 miles. Original price $58,000, sold for $25,500. A $32,500 loss in 2 years. Hertz bought up to 65,000 Polestar 2s for rental fleets, then panicked when EV resale values tanked industry-wide. They dumped thousands onto used markets at fire sale prices below $23,000. This flood of cheap, barely used Polestar 2s destroyed resale values for all private owners overnight. Most buyers have zero idea what Polestar even is. Volvo, Chinese, tech startup. Brand confusion kills resale completely. Limited service networks make buyers nervous about long-term ownership. Kelley Blue Book data shows 57% depreciation at 3 years. Polestar's CEO himself warned the deluge of used EVs could tank values. He was right. His own cars proved it. Current values sit at $23,000 to $28,000 for 2021 to 2022 models. By 2026, expect $14,000 to $18,000. Orphaned EVs from confused brands. Number 9, Mercedes-Benz EQE 2023 to 2024. Mercedes launched the EQE as their electric E-Class at $76,000 to $105,000, depending on trim. The 90 kilowatt-hour battery delivered 300 miles of range. Mercedes promised S-Class luxury in electric form. Over 25,000 sold globally to buyers expecting Mercedes resale values. The market implosion is shocking. A 2023 EQE 350 that cost $82,000 new sells for $38,000 today. That's a $44,000 vaporization in less than 2 years. One UK dealership documented an EQE 350, originally $89,000, projected to drop to $48,000 in just 12 months, the same price as a used gas E-Class with higher mileage. At $76,000 to $90,000, the EQE promised luxury. Buyers got cramped rear seats, cheap interior plastics, and divisive jelly bean styling that looked nothing like Mercedes' heritage range was mediocre at 260 to 300 miles. Charging was slower than competitors. Software was buggy with constant glitches, frustrating owners. Because it didn't qualify for US tax credits, Mercedes pushed aggressive lease deals with $12,000 plus in incentives to move inventory. When those leases ended after 2 years, the market flooded with low-mileage EQES at slashed prices. Dealers can't give these away. Current values show 2023 models at $36,000 to $45,000. By 2026, expect $24,000 to $32,000 electric Mercedes nobody wants. Number 8. Alfa Romeo Stelvio, 2020 to 2023. Alfa Romeo's compact luxury SUV packed 280 to 505 horsepower depending on trim, with the Quadrifoglio delivering Ferrari-derived performance pricing ranged from $43,000 to $85,000 loaded. Alfa promised Italian passion with BMW beating driving dynamics. Over 50,000 sold in the US to enthusiasts chasing the dream. The depreciation is catastrophic. A 2020 Stelvio T that cost $46,000 new sells for $19,000 today. That's a $27,000 loss in just 4 years. One documented auction disaster. 2021 Stelvio Veloce, with only 2,700 miles, sold for $32,000, nearly 40% off its $53,000 MSRP, while essentially brand new and never-driven new Stelvios rarely sell at MSRP ever. Alfa offers massive incentives, low-interest leases, $7,000 cash rebates, just to move inventory off lots when new ones sell for thousands off sticker, used values crater immediately. Alfa Romeo consistently ranks near bottom in reliability surveys. After 3 years, Stelvios retain only 37 to 39% of original value, among the worst in the segment. The Stelvio competes in a segment dominated by BMW X3, Audi Q5, and Mercedes GLC. With limited dealer networks and low brand awareness in America, the buyer pool is microscopic. To compete at all, Stelvios must be significantly cheaper than German rivals. Current values hover at $18,000 to $26,000 for 2020 to 2022 models. By 2026, expect $12,000 to $18,000. Italian SUVs worth less than Hondas. Number 7. Audi e-tron, 2019 to 2022, first generation. Audi's first electric SUV promised luxury and range at $66,000 to $88,000 depending on configuration. The 95 kilowatt-hour battery delivered 222 miles of EPA range. Audi marketed this as their Tesla Model X fighter with Quattro capability. Over 60,000 sold globally to early adopters trusting the brand. The value crash is severe. A 2020 e-tron Premium Plus that cost $72,000, new sells for $28,000 today. That's a $44,000 loss in just 4 years. One documented owner tragedy, paid $84,000 for a loaded 2020 e-tron, received $32,000 trade-in offer within 3 years. His posted words, "First and last electric Audi for me, lost $52,000. The 2020 e-tron maxed out at 222 miles EPA range. Real world in winter, closer to 180 miles. For a $72,000 luxury SUV, that's embarrassingly inadequate heavy weight and poor efficiency at 46 kilowatt-hours per 100 miles made it expensive to charge and limited to short trips only. Audi released the Q8 e-tron in 2024 with 285 miles of range, instantly making the old e-tron outdated overnight. Used buyers compared specs and walked away immediately. Dealers can't move inventory. Current values show 2019 to 2021 models at $26,000 to $34,000. By 2026, expect $18,000 to $24,000. Luxury electric SUVs worth less than gas Tigans. Number 6. Maserati Levante, 2019 to 2023. Maserati's luxury SUV promised Italian exotic appeal at $78,000 to $115,000 depending on trim. The twin-turbo V6 made 345 to 580 horsepower in Trofeo form. Maserati marketed this as their Porsche Cayenne fighter with Ferrari DNA. Over 40,000 sold globally to buyers chasing the Trident badge. The depreciation is legendary. A 2020 Levante S that cost $86,000, new sells for $32,000 today. That's a $54,000 catastrophic loss in just 4 years. 63% gone. One study found Levantes lose 74% of value in 5 years, with most loss happening in the first 2 years. Buyers who financed went underwater immediately. Maserati consistently ranks dead last in reliability surveys, below even Land Rover. The brand sits in awkward middle ground, trying to compete with Porsche and BMW, but falling short in technology, refinement, and performance. Build quality is shockingly poor, with interior trim falling off within 20,000 miles. Panel gaps embarrass budget brands. The 2024 Levante was the final model year. Maserati killed the entire lineup. When manufacturers discontinue models, values don't recover, they accelerate toward zero. The Levante has a Ferrari-derived engine, but resale value worse than used economy cars. Dealer networks collapsed in many regions. Current values sit at $28,000 to $38,000 for 2020 to 2022 models. By 2026, expect $18,000 to $24,000. Italian SUVs worth less than Hyundai's. Number 5. Lucid Air, 2022 to 2023. Lucid's luxury EV promised 500 miles of range with cutting-edge technology at $88,000 to $180,000 depending on trim. The 118 kilowatt-hour battery in top models delivered industry-leading efficiency. Lucid marketed this as the new electric benchmark, beating Tesla. Over 10,000 sold to wealthy early adopters betting on the future. The value freefall is catastrophic. A 2022 Lucid Air Grand Touring that cost $155,000 new sells for $68,000 today. That's an $87,000 loss in just 2 years, 56% evaporated. Another documented sale, 2022 AirDream Edition with 5,000 miles, original $141,000, sold for $62,000. Some barely used Airs list under $50,000. Less than half original prices. Lucid is burning through cash rapidly and struggling to scale production profitably. Buyers worry about warranty support, software updates, and parts availability if Lucid goes bankrupt. Nobody wants to own a six-figure car from a potentially dying company. One owner's Lucid lost value at $200 per day of ownership. It's been called the ultimate depreciation machine. The company reduced prices on new models by $20,000 in 2023, instantly destroying used values for existing owners overnight. Production issues, quality problems, and financial uncertainty plague the brand. Current values show 2022 to 2023, Airs at $52,000 to $78,000, depending on trim. By 2026, expect $35,000 to $55,000, luxury EVs from potentially bankrupt brands worth less than Camrys. Number 4, Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV, 2023 to 2024. Mercedes' flagship electric SUV launched at $108,000 to $135,000, promising S-Class luxury in electric form. The 108 kilowatt-hour battery delivered 305 miles of range with 3-row seating. Mercedes marketed this as their ultimate electric statement. Over 15,000 sold globally to ultra-wealthy buyers expecting flagship quality. The collapse is unprecedented. A 2023 EQS 450 SUV that cost $110,000 new sells for $58,000 today. That's a $52,000 catastrophic loss in less than 2 years. 47% gone. Low-mileage EQS SUVs with under 10,000 miles were selling for $62,000 after just 18 months, nearly half price on essentially new vehicles. For $110,000 plus, buyers expected S-Class luxury throughout. They got cheap plastics, cramped third-row seats unusable for adults, and overcomplicated tech interfaces that frustrated more than impressed Mercedes, miscalculated EV demand catastrophically, and built far more EQ models than markets could absorb. Desperate dealers slashed prices on new inventory. Combined with Tesla price cuts making competitors non-competitive, Mercedes panicked and flooded markets with discontinued inventory at massive discounts. The EQS SUV didn't qualify for federal tax credits, so Mercedes subsidized leases heavily with $15,000 plus in incentives. When those leases ended, markets flooded with lease returns at rock-bottom prices. Current values show 2023 models at $56,000 to $68,000. By 2026, expect $38,000 to $48,000. Flagship electric SUVs worth less than gas GLE models. Number 3, Jeep Grand Cherokee 4 XE, 2022 to 2024. Jeep's plug-in hybrid flagship launched at $58,000 to $73,000, promising best of both worlds capability. The 17 kilowatt-hour battery plus 2.0-liter turbo delivered 375 horsepower combined and 25 miles electric range. Jeep marketed this as their most advanced Grand Cherokee ever. Over 80,000 sold to buyers trusting Jeep reliability. The value collapse is severe. A 2022 Grand Cherokee 4 XE Overland that cost $64,000 new sells for $32,000 today. That's a $32,000 loss in just 2 years, 50% gone. Consumer Reports rated the Grand Cherokee among the least reliable vehicles for 2024 and 2025, near bottom of the entire industry. Here's where it gets real. A Michigan couple is actively suing Stellantis over their brand new Grand Cherokee 4 XE that's completely undrivable. Their words, "It totally shut off. I'm on the freeway. Thankfully, it's 2 p.m., so I could get over to the shoulder." Their story shows exactly why values tanked. Their brand new 4 XE spent 8 months at dealerships out of a 39-month lease. Stellantis recalled over 91,000 Grand Cherokee 4 XE models for sudden power loss while driving, a catastrophic safety defect. but the damage is permanent. Buyers know these are unreliable disasters now. Dealers won't accept them as trade-ins. Current values sit at $30,000 to $38,000 for 2022 to 2023 models. By 2026, expect $22,000 to $28,000. Plug-in Jeeps nobody trusts. Number 2, Tesla Cybertruck, 2024. Tesla's radical pickup launched at $100,000 for Foundation Series models, promising revolutionary design and performance. Elon marketed this as the vehicle that would appreciate like fine art. Over 30,000 delivered in 2024 to early adopters who thought they'd flip them for profit like limited sneakers. The bubble popped faster than anyone expected. A 2024 Cybertruck Foundation Series that cost $100,000 new is worth $68,000 today. That's a $32,000 loss in less than 1 year. 32% gone already. Some early flippers sold for $150,000 in late 2023. By mid-2025, those same trucks were selling for $70,000, half the flip price. Tesla ramped production so aggressively that by 2025, they had a 3-month supply of unsold Cybertrucks sitting on lots nationwide. When early adopters got theirs, demand evaporated completely. Real trade-in offers tell the brutal story. Owners with 6,000-mile Foundation Series trucks are getting offers of $65,000, a 35% loss in just 1 year. One owner with 32,000 miles got offered $60,000 total. Quality issues plague these trucks. Rusting stainless steel panels, failing accelerator pedals, broken tonneau covers, non-functioning front sensors. The radical styling that seemed cool initially now looks dated quickly. Current market shows Foundation Series at $65,000 to $75,000. By 2026, expect $52,000 to $62,000. Radical pickups nobody wanted after the hype died. Number 1, Toyota Mirai, 2021 to 2023. The absolute worst depreciation disaster in automotive history. Toyota's hydrogen fuel cell sedan launched at $50,000 to $66,000, promising zero-emission future technology. The hydrogen tanks delivered 400 miles of range. Toyota, the king of reliability and resale, bet everything on hydrogen. Over 12,000 sold, mostly in California, where infrastructure existed. The catastrophic collapse is unprecedented. A 2021 Mirai XLE that cost $51,000 new sells for $8,500 today. That's a $42,500 wipeout. 83% gone in just 3 years. Used Mirais are listed for $7,000 to $11,000 across the country. Some dealers offered $1,000 trade-in values. One dealer literally refused to accept a Mirai as trade-in at any price. Here's the nightmare. Hydrogen stations are disappearing rapidly. In California, the only state with real infrastructure, stations are closing due to reliability issues and costs. Owners have cars they literally cannot refuel anywhere. Hydrogen costs over $36 per kilogram. A full tank costs $180. Triple the cost per mile of gasoline. Running costs are insane, assuming you can even find fuel. New Mirai buyers got $15,000 free hydrogen fuel plus $7,500 federal credit plus state rebates, effective price under $35,000 for a $66,000 car. Used Mirai get none of those perks. They must sell under $10,000 to attract any buyers. Toyota's stubborn hydrogen bet failed completely. The Mirai is technological dead end now. By 2026, expect $4,000 to $7,000, the most worthless car in America. 12 models, billions in depreciation, countless owners learning expensive lessons about buying cutting-edge technology. These cars prove new doesn't mean valuable, and expensive doesn't mean smart. That $68,000 Cybertruck isn't innovation, it's a depreciating meme. The $8,500 Mirai isn't eco-friendly, it's a hydrogen experiment gone catastrophically wrong. Smart buyers recognize warning signs before purchasing. By 2026, these 12 will be worth scrap prices because hype killed rational thinking. Thanks for watching SUV Detective. Hit that like button if this saved you from disaster. Subscribe for cars that actually hold value. Buy smart, drive happy. Remember, the newest car is often the worst investment.